Welcome back, students. Now we're going to look into how Module 2 is designed. Module 2 mainly focuses on training your brain, positive emotions, and using strengths, which is your signature or your character strengths. So the readings, as you begin Module 2, you will look at a set of readings that focuses on different ways in which your brain is designed and how you can work through your everyday life in a way that helps you, like the faulty patterns of thinking that we have, which is toxic. So my video would kind of talk about it. As you move forward, you will have different other resources that talk about brain and how it impacts, how brain is affected by negative events. And with regard to Mother's Day last weekend, just kind of like a research that talks about stress levels of moms and how positive emotions help moderate the stress. I think it's important for us to read it to understand not just moms, but for us to prepare ourselves to be moms one day. And to some who are already moms, I'm sure that optional viewing material would be helpful to you. Following that, I have few lecture videos that Barbara Fredrickson, the one who has developed the idea of positive emotions and has done extensive research in positive emotions, is actually talking to you directly in few snippets. So I would like for you to hear from her. And I have put together like a summarized form of different types of positive emotions. It's hard for us to differentiate in regular life. We use words interchangeably like joy, excited, elated, and happy, and curious, pride, with different emotions that actually talk to us with regard to positive emotions are so close to each other, but this helps you to see the differences and how you can appreciate the differences and recognize those positive emotions at that moment. So look through those. There are questions with each of those that will help you to trigger positive emotions, I'm sure. Even though we have heard it so many times, I don't want you to take it like, oh, I know joy, and then skip it. I would like for you to read it to see what the research of science of happiness talks to you about joy. All right, so following that, we'll focus on strengths and virtues. So strengths and virtues are the concept of Seligman and Peterson. They actually describe 24 different strengths that we possess, and then they categorize them within 5 or 6 categories. And I have put together just an image from their source that will kind of give you an overview of the strengths. But I would like for you to have a look at the spirituality, just for an example, to see what does that mean, what is the benefit of the strengths that we're talking about in a person's life. All right, and reflect on the questions. And I also have like a small positivity self-test that Barbara developed that I would like for you to take it and kind of like talk to us about how was your score and what stood out to you. Following this, I think the strengths part of it is something that I wanted you to focus more on, because of which I have developed the happiness practice for this module on strengths. So this has 4 parts. You will begin by taking the strengths test, reflect on the results, come up with like stories or scenarios that stand out to you from the top strengths of yours. As you develop the story and reflect on those stories, have your loved one also take the strengths test with you and kind of have a discussion where, without telling what your strength is, see if you are able to just share with each other the story, and you ask questions. Ask that other person to ask questions, which is called savoring. It helps you to get into that moment and get more in touch with that moment. Kind of takes you back there, helps you to kind of relive the positive moment. So I would like for you to kind of go through that exchange between your loved one and you, and savor the moment by talking about the strengths scenario, and then see if you're able to make a guess of what the other person's strength is. I think what comes out, the beautiful thing that comes out of it is, when we talk about a story, you will see that it's not just one strength that stands out, even though the test will tell you, okay, this is your strength. But with the story, your loved one would be probably able to see, oh, it's not just optimism, but resilience or hope. So there may be different types of exchange that you can have as a result of this exercise. So I'd like for you to do it to see what are you really good at, what really are things that you can own on to and do more of every day. Put that into practice to make your relationship and your whole life, personal life and professional life, apply that to all the spheres of your life so you are living a productive and flourishing life. So once you are completing that, we'll have a Canvas chat at the end of the module 2 that will enable us to have a discussion about the readings and experiences with regard to our blog. So I look forward to all your wonderful comments to each other's blog and to the comment or response to the reading, and also make sure that you do your blog post really well, that it stands out from the rest. All right, then take care.